Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Thank you.
Mahatma Prabhu ki.
Jai Gauranga. Trying to get the see the deities also. What are the names of the deities? Golden and beautiful. We're going to do Dhammadarashtaka after the class? Is that the plan? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nithananda Shadaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare What is it on my HG Mahatma Das page or it's supposed to be on HG? Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gornitai, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's play regular. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let all the dirt out. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, together with more devotion than you've ever chanted before in your life. Together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Krishna, together with more bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
Gavom žinutę Facebook'e, kad mes bandome prisijungti, o tai reiškia Krishna sąmonę.
Isn't it?
Taip, prisijungti.
There's a devotee, Mangalananda, and I think he wrote a song or an album.
Mangalananda, jis parašė dainą arba albumą.
I'm trying to reconnect with you.
Tai yra bandau susijungti su tavim.
That's Krishna consciousness.
Tai yra Krishna sąmonė.
Trying to reconnect. Hare Krishna.
Bandome atstatyti ryšį.
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Ani Nirvisesa Sindhavaya. Hare Krishna. You are all very fortunate.
Jūs visi labai sėkmingi.
You have found Krishna.
Jūs atradot Krishną.
Krishna has found you.
Krishna atrado jūs.
Krishna will not run away from you,
Krishna jūsų nepabėgs.
but you might run away from Krishna.
Jūs galite bėgti nuo Krishna.
Be careful.
Būkite atsargūs.
Do we have a topic tonight or
Ar yra kažkokia tema šiam vakarui?
spontaneous? Well, if you leave it to me, I'll just do kirtan all night.
Jeigu jūs paliksit man, tai aš tiesiog darysiu kirtaną.
Okay, let's see. Mukam karoti vachalam pangolangayate girim yakrapatamaham vande siguru dinatarinam Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So what are you confused about?
Taigi dėl to jūs esate pasimetę.
Tell me.
Pasakykit man.
I have a question.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada told this order chant and be happy. And he many times speak about chant. But maybe you can say something about this second one, be happy.
Prabhupada davė tokį nurodymą.
Depends how much prasadam you got before you chanted.
Kartokit ir būkit laimingi. Mes daug kalbam apie tą dalį. Kartokit ir galite papasakoti daugiau apie tą dalį. Būkit laimingi.
Yeah. Is that a hint? That's a hint? You want to do that kirtan? I actually stole that melody from Vyasaki. I mean, I don't stole it, I heard it.
Aš iš tikrųjų pavagiau šitą melodiją. Iš tikrųjų išgirdau iš jos.
And everybody thinks I made it up.
Ir visi galvoja, kad aš ją sukūriau.
Because it became popular when I recorded it.
Nes jinai tapo populiari, kai aš ją įrašiau.
Yeah, you know, we know that if you give up something and you replace it with nothing, you're not going to be happy.
Mes žinome, kad jeigu jūs atsisakysit kažko ir nepakeisit kažko kito, jūs nebūsit laimingi.
So the chant part we can do, the be happy part, it may not come if we're not chanting properly and we're not giving up certain things.
Taigi šita kartojimo dalis jau yra pas
Or-
mus, bet ta kita dalis būti laimingu nebūtinai ateis, jeigu mes neatsisakom kažko tai arba nekartojame teisingai.
Or we're giving up certain things, but we're not getting a taste.
Arba mes atsisakom kažkokių tai dalykų, bet negalim
So-
skonio.
I did an interesting exercise. I do an interesting exercise.
Aš darau tokį įdomų pratimą
And we can do it with all of you.
ir mes galime padaryti visi kartu.
You don't have to stand up. It's not physical.
Jums nereikia atsistoti, čia ne fizinis pratimas.
On a bad japa day,
Tai yra ta diena, kai džiaugiasi.
when your rounds are really bad,
Kai jūsų ratai tikrai labai blogi.
how do you feel?
Kaip jūs jaučiatės?
You can raise your hand, tell me how you feel.
Pakelkit ranką, pasakykit, kaip jaučiatės.
Miserable.
empty, miserable,
tuščias, apgailėtinas,
guilty,
kaltas,
confused,
pasimetęs,
unsatisfied.
nepatenkintas.
Yes. What else?
Kad dar
I feel happy that I finished.
esu laimingas, aš pabaigiau.
I'll rephrase that. I feel happy that I don't have to chant any more than 16, right? And I got it done. Right? Okay. I'll put that in the miserable category. Okay.
Galima pridėti tai prie apgailėtinos kategorijos.
All right. So here's the joke.
Taigi čia toks pokštas.
We need to print new mantra cards
Mums reikia spausdinti naujus mantros lapelius.
because the mantra cards we have now says chant Hare Krishna, you'll be happy, but we have to replace it with you'll feel unsatisfied, depressed, confused, miserable. Yeah, right?
Pas mus dabar džiapas mantros lapelį sako, kad kartokit Hare Krishna ir būsit laimingi, Mums reikia pakeisti, kad kartokit Hare Krishna ir būsit apgailėtini, jausit kaltę, depresiją ir taip toliau.
Excuse me, sir. Chant Hare Krishna, you'll be happy.
Atsiprašau, ponia, kartokit Hare Krishna ir būsit.
And he looks at you and said, if I chant Hare Krishna, become like you, and he runs away. You know, if you're miserable and you tell someone to chant and they see you and you say chant, I'll become like you, miserable like you. I don't want to chant.
Mes sakome žmogui, kartok Hare Krishna ir bus laimingas, bet aš esu apgailėtinas, jis pamatys, kad aš apgailėtinas, jisai bijos patapti tokiu pat ir pabėgs.
So it's like anything. There's a way to work it, and if you work it right, everything's good, and if you work it wrong, it's not good. So it's the same. It's the same thing.
Jeigu jūs viską darote teisingai, tai rezultatas bus geras. Jeigu darysit neteisingai, tai rezultatas bus blogas.
But
Tačiau
sometimes, you're in the limbo stage where you're not in ecstasy and you're not in Maya, and you're just, there's not a lot of taste there.
taigi kartais jūs būnate tokioje limbo būsenoje, jūs nejaučiate ekstazės ir nesat labai panėręs į Mają.
You just have to be determined and work through it, and gradually, as you advance, you'll feel happiness.
Ir tada jūs vis tiek reikia dirbti toliau ir po truputį jūs
But-
pažengsite ir būsite laimingi.
But there's another problem.
Tačiau yra kita problema.
I think everybody's happy during Kirtan.
Aš manau, kad visi laimingi per Kirtaną.
Not everybody's happy when they go home after Kirtan,
Ne visi yra laimingi, kai grįžta namo po Kirtano.
because they go back into their life, and maybe their life isn't happy.
Nes jie grįžta į savo gyvenimą, jų gyvenimas galbūt nėra laimingas.
And so they're saying, I chant Hare Krishna, but I'm not happy, but you're happy during the Kirtan.
Taigi jūs sakote,
Yes?
sakau, kartoju Hare Krishna ir nesu laimingas, bet jūs esate
But,
laimingi per
but maybe there's problems in your life that make you unhappy.
Galbūt yra problemos jūsų gyvenimu, kurios
So-
padaro nelaimingus.
You go from ecstasy to misery, and ecstasy to misery.
Ir jūs keliaujate nuo kančios iki ekstazės.
Yes?
ekstazės iki
What?
kančios. Taip,
A lot of devotees go through that.
daug pasidavusių taip patiria.
They say, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, I'm not happy. I go, you are happy. Look I saw you dancing.
Taigi jis sako, aš kartoju Hare Krishna ir nesu laimingas, ne, tai esi laimingas,
Yeah,
jaučiu, kaip tu šokai.
Then I go home and fight with my wife, and I'm not happy.
Tada aš grįžtu
But-
namo,
but that's not
savo
because-
žmoną ir tada nesu laimingas.
Hopefully that's not because you're chanting Hare Krishna.
Ir turbūt tai ne dėl to, kad jūs kartoju Hare Krishna.
So sometimes we'll say, I chant Hare Krishna and I'm not happy, but it's all the other things I'm doing when I'm not chanting that are making me unhappy.
Taigi,
Could be,
sakome, kad aš
right?
kartoju Hare Krishna ir nesu
Possible.
laimingas, bet tai ne dėl Hare Krishna kartojimo, dėl to, kad jūs darote kitus dalykus. Taip gali būti.
I go into a tamasic life, I'm not going to be happy.
Ir jeigu aš grįžtu į tą masinį gyvenimą, aš negaliu būti laimingas.
I could tell you my experience.
Galiu papasakoti savo patirtį.
It's like Prabhupada says, licking a bottle, looking the outside of a bottle of a jar, looking the outside of a jar of honey.
Prabhupada jisai sako, tas pats kaip laižyti butelį puodynę
so-
su medum iš išorės.
You ever have good honey?
Aš turiu gerą medaus.
I have this honey I got, where did I get it?
Aš turiu tokią medaus.
Got it in Mexico.
Gavau Meksikoje.
It's that honey that it's like light yellow, it's mixed with the wax. You ever had that?
Jisai toksai šviesiai geltonas, sumišęs su vašku, turit tokią.
I don't have to eat dessert. I just take a little spoonful of that. And it's so good.
Negaliu valgyti jo daug, kaip desertui. Mažytis šaukštelis, jis toks geras medus.
So chanting properly is tasting the honey, and chanting improperly is tasting the bottle.
Taigi, kartoti teisingai tai reiškia ragauti medų, o kartoti neteisingai reiškia laižyti butelį.
Okay, I have a funny story.
Turiu tokią
It's true.
neteisinga. Tikra.
So one temple I was in, it was like 2 blocks from the beach, and you have a lot of homeless people that sometimes they come to the temple.
Taigi, ten yra 2 kvartalai nuo pliažo ir šventykloje ir ateina daug benamių žmonių tenai gyvena, ateina į šventyklą.
It's not that cold in California, so, homeless people can live on the beach even in the winter.
Taigi, Kalifornija nėra šalta ir dėl to benamiai gali gyventi pliaže tiesiai ir žiemą.
And this one homeless man came in, and I don't think he had washed his clothes in like 6 weeks, or maybe not even washed his body.
Taigi, atėjo vienas toks benamis ir jisai, jo drabužiai buvo skalbti turbūt prieš 6 savaitės, o gal niekada ir neskalbti.
And this is going to sound funny to you, but it's true.
Ir galbūt jums skambės labai juokingai, bet tiesa.
So he smelled so bad
Jisai taip bjauriai smirdėjo,
that the whole temple smelled bad.
kad visa šventykla prakvėpė.
Like you light some incense, it all
Žinot,
smells good.
smilkalai.
It was like a skunk came in the temple, the whole thing.
Tarsi šeškas atėjo į šventyklą.
And you know what he said?
Žinot, ką jis pasakė?
He got really upset.
Jis labai
He said, "This temple smells horrible, I'm leaving."
šventykla smirda, baisiai, aš negaliu čia pasilikti, išeinu.
It's a true story. I was there, I saw it happen right in front of my eyes.
Tai nutiko prieš mano akis.
It's like 30 years ago, I can't forget it. It's so significant.
Ir čia buvo prieš 30 metų ir aš negaliu pamiršti.
This chanting Hare Krishna, it smells bad. I'm going to stop.
Šitas Hare Krishnas taip blogai kvepia, smirda, aš negaliu toliau kartuoti.
You know my little joke? Did you know about it?
Žinot, mano toksai mažas juokas.
I'm talking to my bead bag.
Aš kalbu su savo čiapas maišeliu.
And I say,
Ir sakau,
bead bag, you're boring.
žinai, mano maišelė, tu esi nuobodus.
And the bead bag says,
Mano maišelis.
I'm not boring.
Aš nesu nuobodus.
You're boring.
Tu esi nuobodus.
That's why you think I'm boring,
Todėl tu galvoji, kad aš nuobodus.
right?
Taip?
So you didn't take a bath, and your consciousness is smelly, and you chant Hare Krishna, and you smell your consciousness, and you think chanting smells.
Jūs pasiimat maišelį,
Right?
bet jūsų sąmonė
Something like that.
smirda ir jūs kartuojate ir jums tada atrodo, kad ir kartuojamas smirda. Taip, čia jūsų sąmonė.
Yes?
Taip,
Admit it.
pripažinkite.
So I'm smelling my consciousness, and I think that smell is the holy name, and I don't like to chant, and I'm not happy.
Mano sąmonė smirda iš tiesų ir aš galvoju, kad čia
That's
mano
another
sąmonė.
possible reason.
Taip pat galima priežastis.
But if you smell the consciousness of the holy name, you'll be happy.
Bet jeigu jūs užuosite
Yeah.
švento vardo kvapą, tai jūs susiklaidinate.
A very interesting thing I had experience of.
Labai įdomų dalyką patyriau.
There was a certain point where many of the Prabhupada disciples left the temple. They were living the full time in the temple, and they left, and they had to find a way to make money.
Buvo kažkoks tai momentas, kai didelė dalis Prabhupados mokinių
And they-
paliko šventykloje, jie gyvena šventykloje iki to laiko, ir
Yeah,
jiems reikės
and then-
susirasti darbo, pinigų už.
And they hadn't had to make money in like 10 or 20 years.
Ir jie neuždirbo
Sounds like-
pinigų gal po 10-20 metų prieš tai.
And a lot of them were college dropouts, university dropouts.
Dauguma iš jų buvo iš tikrųjų iškritėliai iš
And,
universiteto ir
and,
kolegijų.
and they either didn't have time to go back to school or didn't want to, so they had to figure out something.
Taigi, kai kurie iš jų nepabaigė mokyklos, jie net norėjo jos pabaigti. Jiems
So sometimes
Taigi kartais,
when you're in that situation, sometimes you just do whatever's practical to make money, not what you like.
taigi, kai jūs tokia situacija, jūs darote tai, kas yra
So-
praktiška, ne tai, kas jums patinka.
So, I was at a Vyas Puja celebration of Tamal Krishna Maharaj.
Aš buvau Tamo Krishna Maharajo Vyasapūdžios šventėje
And at that time,
ir tuo metu
he was working, I believe, on his master's degree.
jisai baiginė savo magistratūrą.
And he invited his, I forget what the name of the teacher, there's a name, if you're doing a master's, the name of the professor, he has a name.
Taigi,
Your something.
kai jūs rašot magistrinį
You know
darbą,
the
jūs
name?
priskirtą dėstytoją profesorių
Advisor, like advisor or something.
patarėjas ir kažkas
Yeah.
panašaus.
So he invited his advisor.
Jis pakvietė savo patarėją.
And his advisor, you could see, his advisor was, he loved academics.
Taigi, jo patarėjas jisai mėgo akademiją,
And he was, studying Eastern religion, and he loved it.
jisai studijavo rytų religijas, jam patiko tai.
And I was looking at him,
Ir aš žiūrėjau į
and I
jį,
was thinking, oh, this is interesting.
aš galvojau, tai yra įdomu.
when you do your Dharma according to your Varna, you're happy because you're doing what you like to do. And you know, I like to study and I like to talk. And I look at the professors and I'm thinking, they also like to study and like to talk, but they get paid for it. And I was like, wow. Yeah. You sit around and read books and write papers and give classes, and the university gives you money. Wow, that's pretty good. Sounds good. And if you're a good professor and you stay long enough, you get enough money, at least in America, to live a very good life. You ever see academics talk and speculate? You ever see that? They love it. And they bring up, historical facts. It means they've read like hundreds, if not thousands of books. They love it. Are you with me? Yeah. And so I could see that he was like professor from head to toe, inside and out. He just loved it. And there are many devotees in the temple who are just making money selling this or that, just doing something to make money. Thank you. And I was thinking, on the material level, this professor is happier than we are. Because he's really, these devotees are going out selling something, some little something, set up a cart in a mall or something, they didn't like it. So sometimes materially the situation is like, it's not right, it's not sattvik, and we're not happy. Yes? Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe? Thinking about it? Crying about it? So that's also a reason, but that all of us, we come to the temple, eat our gulab jamuns, and jump up and down. We're happy, we're ecstatic. I was one of those devotees who had to sell something to pay the bills. Here's my story. It's a good one. You want to hear my story? Sometimes I say, sometimes in life you have an Arjuna moment. You ever had one? It's like, I can't do this moment. You ever had one of those? You want to hear my Arjuna moment? First thing is, I think if I didn't become a devotee, I'd become a professor. I'm pretty sure. Like to read, like to talk, get paid for it, can't beat it. It's great. Have any professors here? Too bad. You blew it. But circumstantially, we had to do something to make money, so we used to live in India, so we'd bring like jewelry back from India. Go to colleges and go to malls and sell it, go to shows. So we couldn't go back and forth to India to get the jewelry, and one devotee said, you can buy costume jewelry made in China, just 2 miles from here. So we bought some and sold it. And then I found where there's this big wholesale show where like every costume jewelry manufacturer in the universe comes to wholesale their jewelry. And it's just huge place. Trade show. You know about trade shows?
asmenys pardavinėtas įvairiausias papuošalus, akmenis.
You have football here, or it's soccer, but I guess... Well, take like 20 soccer fields.
Tai tokia didelė vieta buvo, kad tarsi 20 stadionų, futbolo stadionų tokia dydžio.
No. Yeah, like 20. Like, yeah, probably like 10 acres.
Galbūt 10 akrų plotas.
Of wholesalers.
Tai yra tų visų didmenininkų.
So I'm in this place,
Taigi aš dabar šitoje vietoje
trying to buy some things for the business.
noriu kažką nupirkti savo verslai.
And the people selling, they're selling hundreds of thousands of dollars of merchandise at these shows.
Taigi ir jie šitose šou, jie visi pardavinėja po 100 000
And they're really into it because they're Vaishyas, they're business people, they like it.
Jie visi panėrė į tai, jie visi verslo žmonės,
They love it.
jiems tai patinka.
You know one of the qualifications of a Vaishya?
Ir žinot, kokį vieną iš
It's right in the Bhagavatam.
Užrašyta Bhagavatam.
No matter how much money they have,
Nesvarbu, kiek jie turi.
they always want more.
Jie visada nori daugiau.
That answers the question, like, why all these rich people are like starting new businesses. That's Vaishya.
Atsako į klausimą, kodėl tokie turtingi žmonės
They don't need-
verslus, nes tai yra Vaishya.
They don't need it.
Jiems to nereikia.
It's like Paul McCartney, he's 80 and he's traveling doing concerts. He doesn't have to, he's got enough money. But it's the nature,
Tai yra jų prigimtis tokia.
right? So I'm walking through there and I'm thinking,
Taigi aš nueinu ten ir galvoju,
I'm definitely not a Vaishya.
aš tikrai nesu Vaishya.
And I already knew that.
Aš jau tai žinojau,
But seeing the Vaishyas
bet pamatęs Vaishyas,
has convinced me
tai mane įtikino,
that I'm definitely out of my element.
kad aš tikrai nesu savo vietoje.
And I didn't cry, but I get very close to crying. I sat down and I had an Arjuna moment.
Aš nepravirkau, bet aš buvau labai arti to verkimo, aš tada turėjau
And you know what I was doing like a few years before that?
prieš tai porą metų,
Just to make it worse?
tiesiog kad tai dar blogiau.
I was living in Vrindavan,
Aš gyvenau Vrindavane,
teaching at the VIHE and helping manage it.
mokiau VHI ir padėjau su management.
And being a Brahmin and being given money to do that.
Ir buvau kaip brahmanas ir man davė pinigus tai daryti.
And now I'm in this big show in Las Vegas, this big trade show. It's like 5 days going through buying things.
Ir dabar aš esu Las Vegas šitam dideliam
And I sat down and I was like, I'm a Brahmin
Ir aš tada supratau, aš
in
brahmanas,
a room full of Vaishyas.
Kambarį, kuris
And
pilnas
this was like, it
Vaishyų.
was like hurt. It was like painful. And I kind of like just sat down. I was like, I can't do this.
Ir aš sėdėjau ir galvojau, aš negaliu to daryti.
I was miserable
Aš buvau apgailėtinas
completely.
visiškai.
Can you relate?
Ar gali susijęti su savim?
When you have a nature to do one thing.
Jūs turite vieną prigimtį ir turite daryti kitus dalykus.
So sometimes that happens with us, and we chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy, but we go to work the next day at a job we hate, and we're miserable.
Taigi mes kartuojam Hare Krishna, mes esame
And
ekstazėje, bet kitą dieną mes einame į darbą,
so-
mes apgailėtini.
We're in ecstasy in the morning chanting,
Mes
but the people at work who like their job are happier than we are during the day.
Taigi,
Often, right?
Mes esame ekstazėje, kai ryte, kai kartuojam džapą, bet
Yes, no?
dienos metu tie žmonės,
Maybe.
kurie dirba savo darbą, yra laimingesni už mus.
Right?
Taip?
Could you imagine you tell your mother, I don't like my job? Like, no, commit suicide.
Galit
Right?
pasakyti, kad,
You can't.
man
It doesn't matter if you like it. You just do it.
Nesvarbu, ar jums patinka.
Okay, that's okay.
Tai viskas tvarkoj.
That's okay, but you just do it. You might just be like, okay, I'll do it. It's duty. But someone who likes it, they're happy doing
Jūs
it.
turite padaryti savo pareigą, ir tam galbūt jums patinka, jie laimingi dalykai.
You want to say something? You had an idea?
Ar kažką pasakyti?
In asking the question, you were thinking of something specifically?
Apie kažką specifiškai.
Yeah. So here's this a roundabout. I just said all that stuff for entertainment value. Now we'll get to the point.
Taigi, čia visą tai pasako pramogai, kaip aplinkelį, dabar mes eisim prie momento.
If we don't live a sattvik life,
Jeigu mes negyvenam satviško gyvenimo,
then
tada
and we don't apply Krishna consciousness well,
Ir jeigu mes nepritaikom Krishna sąmonės
we
tinkamai,
may not be happy,
mes galim nebūti
even though
laimingi.
we're doing it.
Nes mes to
But the
nedarom.
happiness is there.
Bet laimė yra tame.
You want to hear another example?
Ir kitas pavyzdys,
Or you'd like to hear?
ar norėtume
Yeah.
išgirsti?
Really? When I moved to Alachua 20 years ago,
Kai prieš 20 metų persikėliau į Lačią,
there was a problem.
buvo problema.
The problem was there were a lot of second generation devotees there. And they said, why is that a problem?
Problema buvo tai, kad buvo labai daug antros kartos atsidavusių. Kodėl tai problema?
Because those devotees were kirtaniyas from another universe.
Kadangi tie bhaktai buvo
They weren't-
kirtanijos iš kitos visatos.
They weren't normal.
Jie buvo normalūs.
They were like, they were born with mridungas around their shoulders.
Jie gimė su mridangom aplink savo pečius.
So it's like I hardly ever did kirtan.
Taigi, ir aš turėjau
Because there was like, so many amazing kirtan. I was like, well, you guys do it, or I was a nobody or something. I can't, a little of both maybe.
Taigi, ir ten buvo tiek daug nuostabių kirtanų.
And then-
Ir aš galvojau, tai jūs leiskit kirtaną.
And then I would travel, and when I travel, before class we do kirtan after, so I would get to do it.
Taigi, ir tada aš keliavau, ir tada prieš paskaitą reikia
And,
skaityti kirtaną, aš dariau.
I realized, I was quite miserable, even though I had good sadhana, but because I was missing that, I was like, I don't want to say miserable, but I was unfulfilled. Certain aspect of my life was unfulfilled because I wasn't doing that, and it was important.
Taigi, ir aš keliavau ir skaičiau paskaitas, bet aš nesijaučiau patenkintas, nes nebuvo tos dalies mano gyvenime, jinai buvo neišpildyta.
And if I don't get to do a lot of it, when I travel, sometimes I go overboard. Like, I can just do kirtan and just continue, and like, aren't you tired? No.
Ir tada kartais,
Because kind of making up for what I haven't done.
kadangi šita mano gyvenimo pusė nėra išpildyta, kartais aš darau kirtaną pernelyg ilgai.
Okay, here's a story for you.
Taigi čia yra istorija jums.
Are you ready?
Pasiruošite?
This is a very interesting story.
Tai labai įdomi istorija.
I'm not going to make any points. It'll be obvious. You draw your own conclusions.
Taigi, aš nieko nenorėsiu pažymėti, jūs patys padarysit išvadas.
And there's a devotee from the Netherlands who was living in Dallas, and I was in Dallas, and
Buvo bhaktas iš Niderlandų, jis gyveno Dalase ir aš gyvenau Dalase.
so she was a guitarist and a singer.
Jis yra gitaristas, dainininkas.
And we had a bass player,
Ir mes turėjom
we had a drummer, so we would go to colleges, and I had a keyboard, and we would do kirtan.
Taigi mes ėjome į koledžą, mes ten galėjom groti, daryti kirtanus.
And you can actually hear on one album, what's it called? Maybe Stay High Forever. There's some live kirtans, and she's singing on it.
Taigi yra albumas Stay High Forever ir ten albume jūs galite girdėti, kaip dainuoja.
And so she later left Dallas. She helped me. She sang on my CD, the last one, Forever. Yeah, We Are Forever. That CD. She sang on it.
Jinai iš tikrųjų tikrai iškeliavo iš Dalaso, bet ją galima
So-
išgirsti dar ir mano paskutiniam CD.
So
Dainuoja.
later on, she left Dallas and became temple president of an all-women's temple.
Taigi, ir vėliau jinai iškeliavo ir tapo prezidentė šventyklai, kur buvo vien moteris.
And so she didn't have time to do music anymore.
Ir jinai nebeturėjo laiko muzikai.
And her health was going down.
Ir jos sveikata prastėjo.
And she went to an Ayurvedic doctor.
Jinai nukeliavo pas ayurvedinį gydytoją.
And you know why he told her?
Ir žinot, ką jis pasakė?
She was sick?
Jinai sirgo.
Guess.
Spėkit.
I'll give you a hint.
Duosiu užuominą.
I already gave you a hint. Does anybody know? She wasn't singing. She wasn't doing music. He said, that's why you're sick.
Jis
Wow.
nedainuoja, dėl to tau
That's-
blogai, tu sergi.
Isn't that interesting?
Ar neįdomu?
Now, I'm not saying that's true for anybody here.
Aš nesakau, kad čia visiems tai tinka.
I'm just saying that's interesting.
Aš sakau tik tai, kad tai yra įdomu.
And we have, Varna.
Tai mes turime savo varną.
Varna, everyone's talking, Varnashram.
Visi kalba apie varną.
Okay, so I think when you're in your right Varna, then you're inspired and happy.
Aš manau, kad kai jūs esate savo
Isn't it?
tinkamai varnai, tai jūs esate įkvėpti, esate
Yeah.
laimingi, ar ne taip?
Yes.
Taip.
Sometimes I say, Satsvarupa Maharaj, he writes a lot of books.
Taigi, Satvarupa Maharajis rašo
Like
daug,
I think
mėgsta knygas.
like every morning he would get up like 2 o'clock and write.
Aš manau, kad kiekvieną rytą jis atsikelia antrą nakties ir rašo kažką.
So What if Prabhupada told Satsvarupa Maharaj, I don't want you to write anymore?
Kas jeigu Prabhupada būtų pasakęs Svarupa Maharajai, kad aš nebenoriu, kad tu
Do you
rašytum?
think that would be possible?
Ar manot, tai būtų įmanoma?
You think it would be possible?
Manot, tai būtų
It's
įmanoma?
nature. Jashodamai, I order you not to sing anymore. Possible? No, it's not possible. So what is that thing? If you were ordered not to do, you couldn't not do it.
Taigi, kas būtų, jeigu jums pasakytų nedaryti kažko, ką jūs negalit nedaryti?
It's probably pretty important to do it.
Tai turbūt yra pakankamai svarbu.
Now, some of you will say making money, and it's true. Like if you don't make money, you'll be thinking about making money.
Taigi,
Right?
kažkas iš jūsų galbūt galvoja, kad reikia sudaryti
You'll
pinigus.
have like $4,687 million business ideas, right?
Jūs galite turėti.
And then you start one business and you start the next one and the next one. You've got like 20 companies going. That's your nature. And other people are looking at you, 20 companies, that must be like anxiety. No, I love it. And we're stressed out just thinking about it. Right? There was a devotee, he went to Mayapur, maybe 1976. The first time he got there, it was this big project. And you know what he said? He said, I would love to manage this project. And the first time I went to Mayapur, I said, I'm happy I'm not managing this project. So, the Brahmin and the Kshatriya. So, it's an interesting point. I think it's obvious, isn't it? Sure. But the philosophical answer is if we offend the holy name, then we don't taste it. If I offend devotees, I'm not going to be happy. If I'm criticizing everybody, I won't be happy. If I'm resentful, I won't be happy. You could chant your rounds in the mode of ignorance, thinking about all the devotees you hate while you're chanting japa. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
If you get in an argument tonight and it's really bad, you're probably going to think about it during japa tomorrow. What do you think? 3 people are thinking and the rest are still thinking. Hare Krishna. There's another reason. We were talking about this on the way over here. You know Ambarish Prabhu? You know who he is? He's the great grandson of Henry Ford, of Ford Motor Cars. So he's helping to build the TOVP. And when I first moved to Alachua, he was living there. And he bought some property and he built a house. And many devotees bought properties and built homes. Do you think his home was a little bigger than everyone else's? Take a guess. Raise your hand if you think it's yes, it was bigger. Raise your hand if you think it wasn't bigger. And raise your hand if you don't know. Yeah. Okay. You Lithuanians are in big illusion. I have to explain something to you. Okay. We all have different needs.
Mes visi turim skirtingus poreikius.
And we all have different standards.
Turime skirtingus
Right?
standartus.
So often,
Ir dažnai
the standards with which you grew up
standartus,
become
kuriais jūs užaugote,
embedded within you as
jums
just
jau
like your normal needs. You know, this is what you had.
kaip jūsų normalus poreikiai, tai ką jūs turite.
You know, I had my own room.
Aš turėjau savo.
Now I'm in a room with 4 people. As you were you telling us? Somebody was telling, yeah, that. Where was that? Oh, when you were doing modeling, it was. They had to live together. You know, they traveled. They lived together, and there were like 3 in a room. And one girl loved it. She said, "Because this is how I grew up. Feel like I'm home." And with Indians in the village, you know, what you sleep like 5 on one bed. You know, and if you're given your own room, it's like they don't like me. But the Western idea is, I need my own room, isn't it? I need privacy. And the Asian idea is like, the more together, you know, isn't it? Yeah. How many Indians can you fit in one hotel room? You know? And there were only 46 come out, and they all slept there. You know, you go into a village, and there's like, you know, a little hut, and there's like 3 families living there. And it's like everyone's Haribo. If I put you in that village with 3 families, I don't think you could do it if you weren't raised that way, right? You're raised in a house. It's a big, beautiful house. Everything is beautiful, nice, clean, high standards. It's hard to live in a studio apartment that's dirty and full of cockroaches, right? You have a different standard. So, does that mean one person is more Krishna conscious or less Krishna conscious because they have a higher standard? Not necessarily. There's a curse if you become a connoisseur. You know what a connoisseur is? Like a connoisseur is like an expert.
Expert.
Did I not stop? Did I just talk? Can you say it, or can we?
You don't need translation, I think.
What?
You don't need a translation.
Do I need translation?
Yes.
Try. Can you explain briefly? Like people have different standards, and they're.
Žmonės turi skirtingus standartus.
Based on how we grew up.
Priklausomai nuo to, kaip mes augome.
And so if you grew up in a village in India, you have different standards than if you grew up as Ambarish Prabhu.
Jeigu jūs gimėte Indijoje, augote Indijoje, jūs turėsite kitus standartus, negu jeigu jūs būtumėte augę su Ambariša Prabhu.
So I built a house.
Taigi aš pasistačiau.
So many of us built homes.
Kažkas iš mūsų pasistatė.
But Ambarish's Prabhu's home is probably 5 times bigger.
Ambarišas Prabhu namas 5 kartus didesnis.
Which for him is just normal.
O jam tai tiesiog.
No, I bet for him it was like a small house.
Ir aš lažinasi, kad jam tai mažas.
I'm sure. It was like, this is like a nothing house. You know?
Ir tarsi niekas, o ne namai.
Yeah, it looked like a mansion from the outside. But for him it was probably like, no, you know, what I grew up with, this was like the servants' quarters.
Ten, kur aš augau, tai jam kuris augo, tai turbūt tik kaip tarnų kambariai.
So, if we have certain needs, materially, because of our nature, it's just a fact. And sometimes if those needs are not met, you won't feel right. Even if you're chanting good rounds, you feel like something's missing. You know, it's just like you're hungry, you know. You could chant good rounds, but if you're hungry, you're still hungry. And you need to eat, or if you're tired, you're tired. So this is just, you know, like reality. It just is. You know how many guitars I have? Keyboards? Microphones? I won't tell you. Just enough. Just enough so I don't need any more. So you want just enough so you don't think about more. And if you have, and if you don't have enough, you think about more, right? And so you don't want to spend your whole life thinking about what you don't have. You want to think about Krishna.
jums reikia daugiau, jūs norit galvoti.
Do you ever try to be austere and eat less?
Esat bandę būti asketiškais ir
And like normally you have lunch at like 1, but by 10 o'clock you're starving. You ever have that one? And you know, from 10 o'clock till 1, all you're thinking about is lunch. It's just like that, like, you know, just eat a little more and you won't have to think about it. It's not a problem. It's a problem when it's more than you need. Now you're going to say, Prabhu, how do I know how much I need? And I will say, Prabhu, how do you know when you've eaten enough? You don't ask the waiter, excuse me, can you come over here, have I eaten enough? Am I full? No. You know. Like, it's a real shock. It's a real shock for women. This is a shocker, you know. They join, you know, I'm fed up with the material world, burned out with men, I just want to be a brahmacharini. And they'll see a baby and they'll be like, entanglement, I don't want a baby. And then the clock hits like 30 and they're like, oh my God, if I don't have a kid now, what's going to happen? Yeah. And that desire comes and it overwhelms them. And even if they don't want to be overwhelmed, they are. It's a biological, psychological need. Yes? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guys, I don't know if you've noticed this. But when you see a baby and a woman sees a baby, it's a completely different reaction. You're like, oh, that baby's cute, and it ends there. If it even goes that far. It may not even go that far. It might be like, I'm glad it's not my baby. But when a woman sees it, like all these motherly instincts, like, when my daughter was like that age, I remember once going to the mall, carrying her with my wife, and all these women are like, oh, she's so cute, makes me want to have another one. And they already have like 17, you know. And they're already like 50 years old, yeah. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, you know, you can't deny these things. They're real. And so, but you have to fulfill the needs according to what your needs are. And you don't want to go over and you don't want to go under. Right? This is going to be bad either way. Yes? What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Only 2 guitars. Actually, I calculated you need 5 guitars. But I haven't gone that far yet. If you're a professional, then you can have 5. It's no problem. It's for your work. It's for your work. Because different guitars have different pickups. So and they sound differently, right? Who has a guitar? You know? Yeah. Oh yeah, well, you're very renounced. So he's happy with 1, and that's good. He'll save money. Yeah. Till he associates with me, and I tell him why you shouldn't be happy with only 1. So we don't want to go extravagant, and we don't want to deny. And then you eat enough prasadam, you're satisfied. And you don't have to worry about it. Right? You ever feel guilty? You ate 2 sweet balls? No, because you're like, I need that. Now I'm good. You ever finish a meal and you need to eat a sweet? And there isn't one? And you're like, oh, I could kill somebody right now. It's like that. You get the sweet, you eat it, and it's like, okay. Everything's it's fine. Now, if you don't need the sweet, that's great. You know, then why take it if you don't need it? Then it's extravagant. Right?
Taip.
O kaip jūs pakomentuosit, pavyzdžiui, jeigu poreikis yra pas žmogų, bet karma neleidžia to turėti?
So could you explain if we have a demand but karma doesn't allow to fulfill it?
Yeah, then you have to accept that's your karma.
Tai reikia pripažinti, kad yra jūsų karma.
And once you accept it, then you can be satisfied. It's just not going to happen.
Ir jeigu jūs pripažįstat, tai tada jau būsit patenkinti, nes žinot, kad tai ir nenutiks.
And it helps you focus on your bhakti.
Ir tada padės susitelkti į savo bhaktį.
This one devotee wrote me, he said, you know, I have this desire to control. Can you help me?
Ir vienas bhaktas man parašė, aš turiu
I go,
norą valdyti, ar galit man padėti?
just open your eyes.
O, tiesiog atverk akis.
What are you in control of?
O ką tu kontroliuoji, ką tu valdai?
You know, there's some things we're never going to have.
Kai kurių dalykų jūs tikrai niekada neturėsite.
That's okay. And we can think, well, maybe Krishna doesn't want to give it to me because it's not good for me.
Ir galbūt pagalvokit, gal Krishna nenori, kad aš tai turėčiau, nes man tai nėra gerai.
They have a saying,
Jie turi tokį posakį.
better to be alone and lonely than married and alone and lonely.
Sako, geriau būti vienam ir vienišam, negu kad vedusiam vienam ir vienišam.
So I want to get married, all right, yeah. But karmically, I'm still going to be alone even though I'm married. I'm neglected by this man or this woman.
Karmiškai iš tikrųjų, tai vis tiek, kad būsiu vis tiek atstumtas.
Okay. All right, whatever. That's my karma.
Tai yra mano karma.
My satisfaction ultimately, obviously, is going to come from Krishna consciousness.
Ir iš tikrųjų mano pasitenkinimas akivaizdžiai turi ateiti iš Krishnos sąmonės.
But maybe that desire you had that's not being fulfilled
Tas troškimas, kurį jūs turite ir nepatenkintas, tai
was an unnecessary desire in the first place. Maybe.
galbūt net nebuvo
Could
kažkoks
be.
būtinas toks noras iš pat pradžių.
And if it is, it's easier to give up.
Ir reiškia, galia turbūt bus lengviau jį atsisakyti.
Is that okay? Or, I mean, what can we do?
Ar gerai, ką galim su to padaryti?
What else?
Kas dar?
That was a whole lecture off one question.
Tai buvo visa paskaita, vienas klausimas.
I am not famous for short answers.
Aš nesu žymus savo trumpais atsakymais.
Yes.
But how to know if the karma doesn't allow me to get something, or I just need to put more efforts in the fact?
Yeah. Good question.
Kaip žinoti, ar man karma neleidžia, ar iš tikrųjų nepakankamai pastangų įdėjau, kad išsipildytų.
It's quite simple. Put more effort and you'll know.
Iš tikrųjų labai panašus atsakymas.
Right.
Reikia daugiau pastangų,
Or-
sužinosit arba
Before you put in the effort, go to your astrologer and say,
prieš
am I destined to be wealthy?
dėti
And he says,
pastangas, sakyti pas astrologą.
No.
paklauskit, ar man skirta-
Just get a job as a secretary. That'll be good.
skirta būti turtingam.
Don't try to
astrologui,
start this
sakys,
business.
Ne, eik susirasti sekretoriaus darbą. Sekretorė.
Because we were talking about this yesterday, and
Kalbėjom apie tai vakar.
there is a verse, we have to find it,
Yra posmas,
that
kurį reiktų surasti.
your karma has to be activated by your effort. It won't just happen.
Jūsų karmą reikia aktyvuoti savo pastangomis, taip nenutiks.
So let's say you want to be rich or famous or whatever it is you want.
Norite, tarkim, būti turtinga arba žemi, ar
You won't know if you have the karma if you don't try.
jūs nežinosit, kokia jūsų karma, kol nepabandysit.
Solves the problem, right?
Tai išsprendžia problemą.
Another point,
Ir dar vienas
also,
momentas taip pat.
you want something,
Jūs norit kažko
you're striving for it.
ir jūs siekiat to.
It's difficult, it's not happening.
Tai yra sunku, nepavyks.
So one side of you says, I need more determination, I need more focus.
Viena pusė jūsų
Right?
sakys,
I need
man
more
reikia daugiau
intention,
pasiryžimo, daugiau
clarity, focus.
Susitelkimo, dėmesio.
But it's not coming easy.
Bet tai neateina lengvai.
And as a consequence, you're compromising your bhakti.
Ir pasiekmė yra tai, kad jūs išduodate savo bhaktą.
It's not good.
Ir tai nėra gerai.
Like that goal is now becoming an obstacle to your spiritual life.
Ir tada jūsų tikslas tampa kliūtim jūsų dvasiniam gyvenimui.
So you have to be careful.
Ir jas reikia būti.
Well, I'm trying, I really want this, I'm trying, but what if it's taking so much energy you don't really have time
Bandot, bet vis nepavyksta.
for your spiritual life?
Ir jeigu tai pareikalauja daugiau energijos, negu jūs galite skirti savo dvasiniam gyvenimui.
What do you think?
Pagalvoju.
So generally,
Paprastai,
for spiritual life, we should do things that come more easily and naturally.
dvasiniam gyvenimui, dėl dvasinio gyvenimo.
Easily and naturally.
Dalykus, kurie lengviau ateina.
That's better.
Natūraliai. Tai geriau.
It's okay? Think about it. Yeah.
When I started the bhakti in this age only, this year only.
Okay.
So so many friends, they told me like, why are you doing this age, this bhakti, and
Should do it when you're
why
95.
devoted to Krishna at this age? There are people going to at age of 60, 70 doing practice Krishna. This is like doing fun, enjoy with money, have lots of enjoy with them,
Yeah.
going party, everything. But I don't want to do that thing because I already done. I don't have like,
Yeah, right.
so much attractive at that time. But when I started, I love to come every day. So why like people wanted to like, when the people start, they interrupting you, why are you doing this, why are you doing this?
Why? Because they practice thinking that way for millions of lifetimes. And they're still doing it. Oh, you want the question?
Buvo klausimas iš tikrųjų, kad aš atėjau į bhakti kelią šitą amžių, man 19 metų ir mano draugai pažįstami sako, kodėl tu dabar pradėjai. Žmonės pradeda 60-70 metų, bet aš jau visą tai išbandžiau, jie siūlo ir bandyti viską gyvenime, vakarėlius ir panašiai, bet aš visą tai išbandžiau. Tai kaip sakyti tiems žmonėms iš tikrųjų.
And secondly, there's no Gurukul anymore. So if they went to Gurukul, they wouldn't say that.
Taigi, antras dalykas yra nebėra gurukulo.
You know why you go to Gurukul? So you get away from your parents who tell you, you have to be materially successful, and that's the goal of life, and sacrifice everything for that, and when you're 90, you can go to Vrindavan. That's why you go to Gurukul, because that's what your parents will tell you, because they're materially attached. Right?
Tėvai dažniausiai būna materialistai ir tėvai dažniausiai vaikui pasako, kad tu darysi tą ir aną ir taip toliau. O anksčiau, kai vaikai eidavo į gurukulą ir jie pabėgdavo nuo tėvų, kuriems sakydavo, kad gyventi materialistiškai gyvenimą.
So like, to ask one more question, like, I've been in India last month, last 2 months, so I done like doing like japa there, but like when I started, and so it's going very fast, like having fun also, and very like in 1 hour I do like 16 rounds.
1 hour?
Like one more than 2 hours, like little
2 hours.
Yeah, I do 16 rounds properly.
Yeah,
but
good.
when I came in like here, so like I starting is like going like very slow, like I don't want to do, but I want to like, I just started, so I have to do by practically, but sometimes I say, okay, don't do some another thing. So why is like this come? Like,
Because the further you go west, the more it becomes materialistic, and it's easier to do bhakti in India.
but like here also I'm doing bhakti. Like
Yeah, but when you walk outside, you're not. You're getting undone more than when you walk outside in India. Isn't it? That's, yeah.
Okay, čia buvo kitas klausimas apie tai, kad buvau prieš keletą mėnesių Indijoje, kelis mėnesius ir ten man labai lengvai kartuosi džapą, ten greitai per 1-2 valandas sukartodavau 16 ratų, o dabar parvažiavau čia gal į Lietuvą ir viskas gaunasi daug lėčiau ir kartais net ir pagalvoju, kad gal kažką kitą reikėtų daryti ir taip toliau. Ir atsakymas buvo, kad kuo toliau į vakarus, tuo daugiau materializmo.
You have to try harder when you're out of India.
Kai jūs esate ne Indijoje, reikia tiesiog daugiau stengtis.
Because the material influence is stronger here.
Čia materialiai įtaka yra
It
stipresnė.
seems like India, all these big materialistic cities, but
Atrodo, kad
You know,
Indija yra tie dideli materialistiški.
everywhere there's Krishna, there's Ram. Everyone's name is Krishna and Ram.
Visur yra ir Krishna, ir Rama.
You know, the whole country shuts down when the Ramayana is on television. You know, this is a different environment.
Ramayana visur per televiziją, tai yra visai kita aplinka.
Janmashtami, you know.
Janmashtami.
What to speak of in Vrindavan,
O ką jau kalbėti apie
Or
Vrindavan,
Mayapur.
arba Mayapurą,
or Puri.
ar Džagannath Puri.
This devotee told me a story. He was in Vrindavan
Bhakti pasakojo
in a hardware store, and one man was buying a fan.
Ir jisai buvo visokių daiktų parduotuvėje, vienas žmogus pirko ventiliatorių.
So he asked the owner, "How is there any guarantee on this fan?"
Ir jisai paklausė pardavėjo, ar yra kažkokia tai garantija šitam
And he laughed.
Šis
He
nusijuokė.
said, "Baba, I can't even guarantee you live one more day."
Jisai sako, baba, aš negaliu tau garantuoti, kad tu dar vieną dieną nugyvensi.
Is someone in Lithuania is going to say that to you? I don't think so. When it's difficult, you have to try harder.
Kai jums yra sunku, jūs turite tiesiog labiau stengtis.
And a lot of devotees, when it's difficult, they just stop trying.
Yra labai daug faktų, kai jiems būna tiesiog
Like,
sunkiau,
yeah.
jie nustoja.
You're riding your bike and you see a hill. What do? Get off your bike and cry? Or you pedal harder so you have momentum to go up.
Jūs važiuojate dviračiu į kalną ir būna sunku,
Yes.
tai ką jūs darot? Nulipat nuo dviračio ir pradedat verkti, ar tiesiog stengiatės labiau užvažiuoti? ठीक है बाबा अच्छा है Yes, this is a big mistake. Tai yra didelė klaida.
It's like, hello everyone, if you're wrestling someone and they push hard, you have to push harder back. You don't just roll over and go, oh, you're so strong,
Jūs su kažkuo tai grumėtės,
let me lay down, it's too hard to fight.
grumėtės su kažkuo, jūs stumia stipriai, jūs stumia dar stipriau, jūs neatsigulate ant žemės ir nesakot, o, jisai toks kažkoks.
And we do that all the time.
Mes taip darom.
Oh, it's so hard, I'm so weak.
O, taip sunku, aš toks silpnas.
Just go to sleep.
Einu miegoti.
That'll solve everything. Right?
Tai išspręs viską. Taip?
So if you want Krishna, then do what you have to do.
It's
gonna be harder here. In the temple, yeah, it'll be nice. But outside, it's different. India is special. Yes.
There's another flip side of this coin. When I feel like I do not much, but when I do more than others,
Oh, you become proud.
I feel like I get that mercy of Krishna because I others don't do and I do.
Mm-hmm. Saying that's good, or
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it's,
oh yeah, you're getting
the
mercy.
side of this,
You make the
materialistic,
sacrifice. Yeah.
Environment.
Yeah. Make sacrifice, get mercy. Yeah, exactly. He said, if I try harder, I get more mercy.
Jisai sakė, kad jeigu aš labiau stengiuosi, tai aš gausiu daugiau malonės.
Yeah, you're not going to lose by trying harder.
Ir nieko neprarasit, kai jūs labiau pasistengėt.
There's this other thing we need to understand.
Ir dar
Oh,
vieną
it's
dalyką reikia suprasti.
would be important to understand.
Tai yra būtų svarbu suprasti.
It's that we won't always feel like doing bhakti.
Ką mes jaučiame, kai darome bhaktį.
And that's where Dharma comes into play.
Ir čia būtent pradeda veikti dharma.
This Dharma means you do what is the right thing to do even when you don't feel like it.
Dharma tai reiškia, kad jūs darote tai, ką turite daryti, net jeigu jums nepatinka tai.
Because if we only do what we feel like doing,
Nes jeigu mes darome tik tai, kas mums patinka,
you don't know what you're going to feel like doing every day.
jūs nežinot, kaip jūs jausitės kiekvieną dieną.
So that's important to understand.
Tai yra svarbu suprasti.
And when you do what's dharmic, you'll be happy.
Ir kai jūs darysite tai, kas yra dharmiška, jūs būsite.
And we think, well, I'll do what I feel like, then I'll be happy.
O mes galvom, kad jeigu darysiu tai, kas man patinka, tada aš
But
būsiu laimingas.
at the end of the day, the dharmic person is happy,
Bet dienos pabaigoje laimingas yra dharmiškas žmogus.
right? And Western culture, it's not about dharma.
Ir vakarų kultūra nėra skirta kalbėti apie dharmą.
It's about, hey baby, I love you. But I'm married. All right, it's okay, I still love you. I don't mind if you're married. Right? There's this song, it's really funny. It's a blues song by one famous blues guitarist from America.
Viena iš žymiausių bliuzo gitarų Amerikoje.
He's an old black man. I don't even know if he's alive anymore.
Jisai juodaodis, aš net nežinau, ar jis dar gyvas.
And the name of the song is "The Thrill Is Gone."
O dainos pavadinimas, kad visas tas džiugesys dingo.
You know what that means?
Žinot, ką tai reiškia?
He's telling his wife it's over
Jisai sako savo žmonai, viskas baigta,
because the thrill is gone.
kadangi visas džiugesys dingo.
And you know what the words of the song are?
Ir žinot, kokie yra dainos žodžiai?
The thrill is gone.
Džiugesys dingo.
The thrill is gone, baby.
Džiugesys dingo.
And you know what the next line is?
Ir žinot, kokia eilutė?
You'll never guess.
Tai jis niekad neatspės.
The thrill is gone.
Džiugesys dingo.
And then the chorus is,
Ir tada priedainis yra.
I'm leaving. That's the chorus. That embodies the problem. That embodies the problem we all face.
Ir tai tiesiog įkūnija tą problemą, su kuria mes visi
Because
susiduriame.
that song embodies a dharma.
Nes šita daina įkūnija dharma.
Dharma is you can sing the thrill is gone, but I'm staying with you.
Dharma sakytų, kad
That's dharma.
džiugesys dingo, bet aš vis tiek pasidėjau su tavim. Tai yra
A
dharma.
different chorus.
Yra tiesiog
You can have the same verse, but a different chorus.
tas pats posmas, tik kiti.
The thrill is gone, but I'm here. I'm by your side. I promise. This is the right thing.
Tas visas džiugesys, ekstazė
And-
dingo, bet aš pasidėjau su tavim.
And when you do that, you'll be happy.
Ir kai jūs tai darysite, jūs būsite laimingi.
And when you don't, you won't
Jeigu
be.
jūs to nedarysite, jūs nebūsite
You can't be. It's not. You can't be happy and be a dharma.
Negalite būti laimingi ir būti adharmiški.
What do you think? Yeah, it's a really important point.
Tikrai labai svarbus momentas.
Because especially those of you who are younger, you've been doused and pounded with a dharma like since you were like in the womb,
Taigi, nes tie, kurie iš jūsų ypatingai jaunesni, jūs esate tiesiog
right?
adharmas blaškyti ir vėtyti
The-
nuo motinos pilvo.
These Indians, they have some dharma left in them. They know what dharma is.
Šitie indai, jie žino, kas yra dharma.
Their mother wants to do something. They'll do it even if they don't want to.
Ir jeigu motina nori, kad jie kažką darytų, jie darys tai net jeigu
Our
nenori.
mother wants us to do something. Just go, well, then I'll just move out of the house. Do what I
Ir
want.
jeigu mūsų mama kažką tai sakys, norės, kad mes padarytume, sakysim, eik iš namų, eik iš čia.
You know, you get pregnant. Well, this is a botheration.
O,
Let's
kai
abort it. You know, it's getting in the way of my enjoying my happiness. I don't need a kid.
Jinai pastos, tada sako, o, čia ne mano vargas, man tai trukdo.
This is the real problem that we face in society today.
Ir tai yra tikra problema, su kuria
And
susiduriame
it's a
visuomenėje.
huge problem, and it's flowing in the blood of so many people.
Tai yra ta problema daug
Because there's
žmonių
no-
kraujyje.
Gurukula, and there's no training.
Nėra gurukulas, nėra auklėjimo.
Yes? So, you know, you will be happy if you're dharmic.
Jūs bus laimingi,
For sure.
būsit dharmiški, tikrai.
Even if you're not happy in the moment, end of the day, you'll be happy.
Ir net jeigu jūs nesat laimingi šitą akimirką, tai dienos pabaigoje jūs būsit.
Okay, I have some bad news for the men.
Turiu blogą žinią vyrams.
Are you ready?
Ar jūs pasiruošę?
Well, you're going to get it anyway.
Vis tiek aš jums ją perduosiu.
No matter how beautiful she is,
Nesvarbu, kiek jinai graži,
you'll get used to it.
jūs prie to priprasit.
And that spark
Ir šita kibirkštė,
will diminish.
jinai
And someday it'll be just like, yeah. And you'll be singing the same song. So if you marry for a spark, that's the wrong reason. If you marry for Dharma, then it's the right reason. And if the spark goes, it doesn't matter because you didn't marry for the spark. Well, let's say you didn't marry for fireworks. Maybe a little spark, but not fireworks. If you marry for fireworks, yeah. Definitely after a while, there's not going to be any fireworks left. And you're just left with duty, Yes? And then the lusty man's going to think, oh, but the girl next door, she's more beautiful than my wife. I'll be happier with her.
Ir tada Geismingas vyras, jis sakys, o, ta kaimynė moterį, mergina, jinai daug gražesnė negu žmona, ir bus su ja laimingas.
And you end up like a Jamil, leave your wife and kids, marry a prostitute.
Pabaigsit kaip pačiamėlą, paliksit savo žmoną, savo vaikus ir vėsit prostitutę.
The Jamil was singing the same song.
Tai pačiamėlą dainavo tą patį.
Spark is gone. I got fireworks next door.
Tai kibirkštės uždės.
I'm out of here.
Dabar fejerverkai jau kitam name.
Yes? And that'll never end. It'll just go on forever.
Bet šitą istoriją niekada
Hare
nesibaigs, jinai tęsis amžinai.
Hare. You agree?
Yes.
Now the women are like, oh my God, the men are that bad? They're not that bad. They're much worse than I described. Ladies, if you have a husband and he stays with you his whole life and doesn't cheat on you, wow, that's amazing. In Kali Yuga right now, just to do that man is special. Yes? It's not easy. Right? 56% divorce rate.
57%. 56%.
Yeah, that means your chances are less than 50%. It's going to work. Wow. Why do you think that is? Because it's all a fireworks marriage, not a dharmic marriage. That's why. And fireworks go out. You all look so depressed right now. You'll probably never invite me back again to give more depressing lectures like this. We should do Dhammarastika now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
Mahatma Prabhu ki
Hare Krishna. You know what they say? What's his name? Earhart, Weiner Earhart. He was I won't say it exactly how he said it, but he said something like, the truth will set you free. But first it'll make you angry. The truth will set you free, but first it'll upset you. So sometimes it's the most upsetting the more you know it's true and you don't want to do it. Yes? Yeah? Tape? Shri Radha Damodar ki jai. Do you have a printout of the words? Damodar. Thank you. Damodar. Damodar, Damodar. Jai. Shri Radha Damodar ki jai. our toes. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Let's do this. Hare Krishna. When I do that, you start. I'm conducting. Just follow me. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On that beat, you start. Give me the drums. Give me the drums. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, solo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. When I go like this, you hit the drums. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hit him on the back, okay? It's not Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Everyone together. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare English. Oh, everyone. Oh, Radha. Oh, Krishna. Please engage in your service. Oh, my friend. Please accept me. Bring my heart closer to your Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Gaur Bhakta Shri Gaur Nitai, Shri Mahabhagavati, Varkadam Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Namaste Namaste
Mahatma Prabhu ki!
Can you mention about books and sticks and t-shirts?
You can mention.
But maybe you just say and it has.
Where are they? We brought some books and t-shirts and pen drives with my classes in music, so they're over there. Rasik Mangal will help you.
Mėly bhaktai turi mokytojo knygų, knygelių, marškinėlių, moteriškų vyriškų, vyro raštų su jo muzika.
Oh, yeah.
And prasad.
Prasad, yeah, definitely. I just have to turn that off. Hare Krishna, thank you. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare